Hi friends! You know, I've seen a lot of comments on the tier list video and my revision video questioning me about some of my placements. One of the biggest criticisms I seem to get is the placement of the axe blades. So many people seem to think Zenobia and Telos are clearly above Dagas because they provide more damage than him and just both do so much each in the right scenarios, whereas Dagas is definitely a bit weaker than the two of them. And you know, that's a fair argument, but the one thing people seem to continuously underrate and not understand that much is Dagas' battle skill Kaiser zone. So if you need a very quick refresher, let's take a look at this. So at max affinity, this increases damage and AoE of party attacks by 120%. So what's not to get about this? 120% additive damage increase to the party is very nice, but surely just the sheer power of Telos or Zenobia can make up for it. Well, let's do some number crunching. So while Dagas is active, he gives a 120% additive damage to the entire party. Among all battle skills, there are only a few that offer a larger damage boost among all the blades, and he's giving this bonus to everyone for an effective 360% total damage boost. On an AI teammate, the 120% bonus to your control character is likely far more valuable than anything Telos or Zenobia could provide as well. Now, additive damage basically means that the more sources of these type of boosts you have, the less effective they are since they all add together instead of multiplying together. Which means that this being a support option for lower damage blades can be very valuable for boosting their damage, but may not always be the most useful for already high additive blades. But even still, 120% is a significant boost, equal to about 200 on the overdrive counter, and it also gives more than the Abyss Mask accessory, which is the highest additive accessory that's not like a driver combo condition locked, or like a dead driver or something. This can help you deal with enemies much faster or use some strategies with Dagas to set up a more powerful damage over time effect just by having him active. This bonus applies everywhere, including chain attacks as well, as long as he is active, and it can give you the extra damage boost you need to kill things faster and more efficiently in a number of situations. Now that all sounds good, right? However, a very often overlooked aspect, and the main reason why I think this ability is the strongest skill in the entire game, is the AoE increase. So AoE stands for Area of Effect, which means that all your attacks that can hit multiple targets will have their range increased by 120%. And if you know anything about challenge mode, then you know that there are often mobs of enemies in the wave formats. And across every mission on Normal and Bringer of Chaos, there is not a single blade that saves more time than Dagas. His very existence cuts down so many of the times by seconds or even multiple minutes in some cases. This ability is the best ability in the entire game, and not only because of the damage boost, but because of the boost to the AoE. Let me just show you some practical examples of this as well as the damage increase. So first off, let's take a look at the damage increase. So I just did these tests against max HP Arterin just because I know he doesn't have anything that's going to make this a little harder than it needs to be as far as testing. Now first off, I have a run without Dagas here. I just put 80 on Morag just because it was easier. And I'm going to have Numa help me here, so I'll have everything as a crit, so there's going to be no RNG involved in that. And all my equipment is going to be the exact same in both of these, and the only difference is going to be that I will have Dagas active in one, and he's not going to be active in another one here. Make sure to cancel on the third auto attack as well, so all my damage there with the cancel bonus is going to be consistent also. So we've all seen Zeke's big damage numbers and the type of damage he can reach with the Eye of Shining Justice. But one of the blades that can really help him reach the next level as far as damage is Dagas, as I already stated. So that 120% bonus since Pandora doesn't really have any natural additives on her skill tree can be very valuable for helping him get higher damage and increasing his DPS by a decent amount. Now obviously there are other ways to do this besides just Dagas, but Dagas is one of the most consistent methods, and he works for almost every blade in the exact same kind of way. And it's also worth noting that if you have a damage over time effect, like I said, and Dagas is active for it, that will be higher, which means if you try to smash it to get to max cap, you will get higher damage over time for the entire battle. And that's going to be very important in a video I upload very soon. So right there you saw the time. Just about a second or two over a minute. So now we're going to have Dagas active. That's going to be the only change here, and we're going to see how I do this time. So like I already said, the 120% additive bonus is going to be very valuable to us here to make us save a little bit of time here. Naturally, I was already doing a lot of damage. I already have crit damage and all of the like, and the additive damage that it does add is only going to increase my damage by about maybe 20 to 30% or so, but that's still going to be pretty significant for this type of battle. So if you discount the like 10 or so, 12 seconds that I'm activating Eye and then using the Eye of Shining Justice afterward, for my auto attacks I mean, then you could say that last fight was about 48 seconds or so. And with this one, If we subtract that time, I think it ends up being about 36 to 37 seconds. Let me just make sure on that. But that's still a decrease of about 25%, and that's actually really nice when you consider the value it adds. So that was 51. That was about 10 seconds faster, so maybe 48 to 38. Which is still like an increase of over 20% as far as DPS efficiency. But that's not even the most impressive part about this, or the most important aspect of this. Let me just show you how much time this dude can save on just any of these challenge mode missions that have a lot of mobs. So first up, we're going to be doing this with... Actually, this is the one with Dagas. So with Dagas, we're going to be doing a lot of damage, the extra damage, of course, that he has, and we're also going to be hitting basically every single one of the gorillas with our AoE art that Corbin has here. And that's just going to help us a lot. It helps us take out the enemies efficiently, and because we're already doing very high damage, we can end the Phase 1 really fast. But I showed this through Phase 2, so we're going to see how long it takes me to complete both phases of this fight here. The first two, anyway. Not even going to get into Phase 3 and 4 here, because I don't want to waste too much time, because there really is no need for me to do that, because you'll be able to see clearly the difference just after this. So with Dagas, I can hit everyone with the AoE that's standing pretty far away, as you can see, and that's really nice. I don't have to worry about my positioning to try to hit all of them, and there's just so many positive benefits to this. So 44 seconds in total to take out all of the gorillas. And that's just in Phase 1 and 2. So how long is it going to take me to do this without Dagas? So once again, I just placed a blade on them. It is worth noting that Dagas could add a little bit of extra damage I wouldn't have otherwise, but not having the AoE is going to be the big thing here, and you're going to see that in just a second. Because Corvin with Zeke is going to be the bulk of the damage. So without the AoE, I am no longer hitting all of them. I'm hitting maybe 3 of them here. Which also means that using Corvin, they're not all attacking me at the same time, which means I'm not refreshing my art as fast either. So I'm doing a lot less damage, which is also fairly noticeable, I'm sure you can tell. And we're already well past the 15 seconds I had last time. And some of them are still at full health because I can't even reach them. Morag is dead because I can't have all the AoE aggro on me this way. And you can see it's already just a complete disaster without Corvin at the helm. Without Dagas being active, so Corvin can just kill everything. And this reason is why I was able to save so much time over the previous record for this Bringer of Chaos mission with Dagas, because I made sure he was active during all 4 of these AoE phases, so I could just destroy everything as fast as possible. So we're on Phase 2 now, and it's going to be a very similar story here. I can't even hit the ones that are super far away from me here. They aren't even that far away from me compared to where they were last time, and I'm not even able to hit them with the AoE. And once again, Morag's being targeted over there. I have to use my level 1 special to get aggro on me and also do a little bit of extra damage here, because its AO range is actually large enough to hit everyone. And overall, you can see I'm already about 40 seconds over where I was before. And we're not even done killing the last gorilla yet, and I don't even think it's worth continuing this, so I think I just end up quitting about right here. Don't really know what else needs to be said about that. You can see how much slower it is. So that isn't just something that's exclusive to that mission. That's something that is consistent among nearly all missions and challenge mode on normal and Bringer of Chaos. And that doesn't even include how it can often save time against the largest enemies with extra chain attack damage on allies. Kaiser's Own is truly an incredible ability, and not a single ability in this game saves more time total than it. Not even Overdrive. That AoE increase would honestly be valuable even without a damage boost, but the fact that it offers such a huge damage increase too is insane. The only other party-wide additive total like that is Agate at 50%, and she doesn't even give an AoE boost. Now sure, Dagas is not that great in many other aspects, but that barely matters with how broken Kaiser Zone is. So I guess that's honestly all there is to really say about that. Dagas is great and Kaiser Zone is an amazing ability, and that is why I think Dagas is the best axe blade in the game. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something. If you got nothing better to do or are bored during a drive or something, please be sure to check out my new podcast, which I'll link in the description. I recorded it with Enel and my friend Xander and wanted to do a few more episodes of it in the future. It was a lot of fun and gave a lot of insight into the games. And if you think I need a better title or whatever, feel free to let me know, because I was struggling a bit on that one. Besides that, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube if you want more content and guides and challenges on Xenoblade 2, or if you want to see coverage on Xenoblade X from my playthrough or guides for that game as well. And also follow me on Twitch to see me stream speedruns and the X playthrough live, and follow me on Twitter because I make funny tweets sometimes. I think that covers everything, so with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Extra 2 seconds for that ad money. No shame.